Hello, friends. I am Dallas Life Coach Ashley Shehab. That's Brutus back there. And today I am going to be sharing with you some telltale signs that you may need a life coach. And said another way, this is really going to kind of help you to understand how coaching with me can directly benefit you and your unique life circumstances. So I'm going to pull up my notes because I have a client here in like an hour and I don't want to go off topic, but I also want to share from my notes of like how life coaching can benefit you, but then also from my own life experience. So I have a life coach. I actually went to my coaching certification at school with my now life coach. And in my coaching certification, we all coached each other quite a bit. It was a lot of coaching going on. And then when the program was finished, I reached out to her and asked her if I could hire her to be my coach. And the reason that I did that is because I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that I wanted to grow and expand my life and go to places that I have never been before. And I did not know how to do that on my own, nor did I want to do that on my own. So, just a little bit of backstory. I had gone to therapy to clean up some traumas. My grandfather had passed away, and my apartment at the time had been broken into, and I was having a lot of PTSD from the break-in. And then I was also obviously processing grief. And so went to therapy. And very long story short, throughout therapy, my coach and I really uncovered my desire to help other people and to do so through life coaching. So I already had experience talking to an outside party who was trained to be able to help me see my patterns. And through that, and through my life coaching certification, I really realized that it is very difficult, if not full-blown impossible, to be able to change your perspective without somebody else's perspective coming in. And I kind of thought about the fact at that time when I was done with my life coaching program, I was still working in corporate America. I had some relationship patterns that I had been playing out over and over, and I was so sick of. Like, I knew that I wanted to start a business. I knew that I wanted to leave corporate America and coach full time. I knew that I wanted to have healthier relationships with men. I knew that I wanted to have healthier relationships with friends. Like, there was just this big level up going on. And so I was like, I want to work with a coach so that this can be easier for me. And I will tell you, I have worked with her on and off. That was in like 2019. So it's been a long time. And honestly, there will never be a time where I don't work with her because there is never going to be a time in my life where I'm going to become stagnant. There is never going to be a time in my life where like nothing's going on. Like I am meant to grow and rise. And I really see the value of having somebody in it with me to help me do that. So that's really kind of my story about why I work with a coach. I will tell you, it has been just beyond life changing for me. And I know that my clients experience the same thing with me. I mean, it's coaching is a very, very powerful tool. So let's get into this. 10 signs that you're ready for change, that working with a life coach can directly benefit you. One of them is so number one, you are constantly second guessing yourself. I see this with everybody who comes to coach with me. You're maybe asking everybody for their opinion before you make a decision. You're getting on social media hoping that someone else is going to give you the answer to what like the best option is. And you've probably realized that you could get on social media or Google and be like, tell me whether or not I should take this supplement. And you could have all these people being like, the supplement is the best thing that ever happened to me. It's the best thing in the world. And then you have all these people being like, no, this supplement is the worst thing in the world. How could you consider that? You're insane for considering that. And then you walk away and you're like, what the heck? Like there is evidence for both sides of the coin. And just as a side note, something that I've really learned through coaching is I want a CEO of all area of my life. Like I want a CEO in my business. I want a CEO in my health. I want a CEO in my relationships, like trusted advisors to help me. And they are not coming from social media ever. Truly. Okay. So you're Googling every option, you're polling your friends, and it's because deep down, you have lost that connection to yourself. You have lost that inner guidance, that inner compass, that inner wisdom, and your self-confidence has been rattled. So you're struggling to make decisions. So if you find yourself constantly second guessing yourself, definitely what I would help my client then to do is to reconnect to their authentic self, to their intuition, so that they can start to make decisions again with confidence from a place of alignment for them. Like coaching with me is not me telling you what to do or how to live your life. All I care about is that you're happy, healthy, and safe, whatever that looks like and means to you. So I want to and help you to uncover your inner compass, your place to be making decisions so that you feel empowered, so that you feel like I know what I'm doing, I know what I want, I know how to get there, and that you can stop second guessing yourself. Okay, so sign number two that working with a life coach such as moi could greatly benefit you is that you feel like you've outgrown your current life. So this is really where it's like maybe nothing is really wrong, but nothing is really right either. Like your job is just kind of like blah, it's there, it's paying the bills, it's whatever. Like maybe you're dating somebody, but it's not really like thriving. It's like, I don't know why my face is so itchy. I have allergies, sorry. You're not really thriving. Like you're just kind of like going through the motion of your routine, like again, it's not like you're depressed or like in a really bad place, but it's like something just feels off. And that feeling really deserves your attention. So that is where I would come in and help my client to really get clear on the fact that they've probably just outgrown their normal life and like what that means, what that looks like. That doesn't mean we're abandoning what you've built unless you want to. I mean, I have had people blow up their businesses, blow up their lives, hey, whatever works for you. But more often than not, it's really just an evolution, and you are now being called to rise up to the next level of yourself. Okay, sign number three, you're successful, but you're not really feeling fulfilled. Like you're checking all the boxes that like society tells you to check, like you have a good job, you're married, you have kids, you have a house, maybe you have a business, like whatever it is, like you've checked those boxes, but you find yourself saying like, but is this really it? Like it's like you're like, okay, I feel like there's got to be more to life than this, but I should be really grateful and happy for all the things I have. And maybe you are. Like it's completely okay to be grateful for what you have while still wanting more. And coaching with me really helps you to reconnect with what success means to you. So we want to get to the root of the matter of who you are, what you want, your values and priorities so that we can create a life that feels aligned with all of those things. Okay, sign number four that coaching with me could really benefit you is you feel stuck in your career. I mean, this is a big one. I felt stuck in my career the entire 17 years I was in corporate America. I knew immediately upon getting into corporate America, I was in the wrong place. And at that time, I was like, what, 22, 23, and I freaked out because I'm like, I just went to college. I just went to TCU, got this advertising and public relations degree, and like I now I'm supposed to be working and I hate it. Like this isn't right. And I knew it wasn't right, but I didn't know what that meant. Like I vividly remember my dad driving me to the airport. I was like going on a trip or something and I was like crying and I was like, Dad, I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake. Like I need to go back to school. Like this isn't where I'm supposed to be. And he was like, okay, well, if you go back to school, like what are you going back to school for? And I was like, I don't know, but I know that this is wrong. And it took me a good long while to figure out. I did go back to school to get my coaching certification, but it took me a really long time to figure that out and to figure out that it was corporate America that felt so wrong to me. It was I worked in advertising and then I worked as an executive assistant, and all that felt wrong to me. Like I deeply desired my own business. I deeply desired to be able to help other people, but at the time I didn't know what all of that meant. So if you are feeling stuck in your career, sometimes we just need to uncover what your skill set is, your deal breakers are. We need to look at your mindset around work in general. If you have your own business, coaching with me is often a tax write-off, which is amazing. Business owners, I help you to increase revenue, grow your business without doing the most. at the root of so much of what I talk about with my clients is self-trust and self-confidence. It's really self-trust, self-confidence, and clarity. Like if you feel like you are lacking in those areas, coaching with me is definitely for you. Okay, number five, your relationships keep following the same patterns. And like, listen, I've been there. Like, I dated the same guy over and over and over. I had the same kind of surface level friendships. Like, this sounds terrible, but it is what it is. And I just remember at a time in my life feeling like I was like, can I not meet anybody who's like on my level or like ahead of me in life? Like, I constantly felt like I was like trying to pull people up with me, which at the time I didn't realize was honestly a trauma pattern. I've since worked that out. And I was dating these guys that were just totally emotionally unavailable. I had a lot of beliefs around that I really had to work through. And I was really at that time kind of sabotaging myself in terms of relationships because I was scared. So if you feel like you keep attracting the same people over and over, you can blame the dating apps, but I mean, I know that they suck, but that's really not the root of the problem. The root of the problem is somewhere in your limiting beliefs, in your patterns, in your pain. And so we need to kind of rewire all of that so that you can start attracting more healthy, more aligned partners. Okay, number six, you're building a business, but feel like you're carrying everything alone. I mean, this was me. Like I knew when I got out of my coaching program that I wanted to have a very successful coaching business. I knew I wanted to leave my corporate job. And so I did. And my coach really helped me do that. And I help other clients do that as well. I think a lot of times when you're starting a business and you're doing everything on your own, especially in the beginning, like you're probably coming from corporate America. And so there's a lot of outdated beliefs that work in corporate America that do not work when you're an entrepreneur. And one of those things is multitasking. Another one would be doing the most. I think a lot of people really believe that in order to be successful, they have to do the most. As an entrepreneur, that just doesn't work, nor do you want to. Like you've already been chained to a desk from 8:30 to 5:30, 5 days a week. Like you've had that lack of flexibility. You've had unrealistic demands of like, oh, this needed to be done yesterday. Like, ugh, so gross. I hated corporate America. And that doesn't work as an entrepreneur. And you don't want it to work as an entrepreneur because you're trying to build a life where you have freedom. You're trying to build a life where you have financial buffer, where your reputation precedes you, all of these things. And so that is really something that I do help people with, whether you're just starting out a business, whether you already have a business and you're trying to grow it. I mean, gosh, if you have a business and you're doing it all on your own, coaching with me is legit going to change your life. Like in one session, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, someone else is being a thought partner with me. Someone else is carrying the weight with me, like game changer. Okay, number seven, you're tired of living for everybody else. This was also me. Can you tell like I was my own target client? That's why I always tell people like we generally speaking, we are our own ideal client. I definitely spent years and years and years meeting the expectations of others, being dependable, responsible, the strong one, like just doing what was expected of me. And then I found myself feeling so unfulfilled. And if you find yourself saying, like, okay, what is it that I actually want? Or if you find yourself realizing I've been living my life for other people, and that's why I feel so unfulfilled, like, we need to address this. This is extremely layered here. We need to uncover what it is that you want, your beliefs around why you feel like you need to accommodate all of these people, and help you start moving forward with that clarity, self-trust, self-confidence. Okay, number eight, you're mentally exhausted from overthinking. Okay, this is all of my clients too. If I said to you, give me five reasons why you should do something and five reasons why you shouldn't, you could, because your brain can come up with evidence for both sides of the coin. And that is why we cannot trust our brains. Overthinking is basically just being stuck on a loop. It's an energy leak. It is not going to get you closer to the answer. It is just going to get you more confused, more stuck, and more burned out. So if you're in your head all the time, overthinking, getting the analysis paralysis, feeling stuck, not able to make the decision, and then you go to what we talked about before, you're looking on social media, you're polling the room, like, oh, stop. We want to help you quiet the mental noise so that you can move forward without feeling the need to be perfect and have everything in its place, and to instead move forward knowing that you've got this, that you're making the right decision, that whatever it is you're moving toward, you trust yourself to be able to handle whatever comes next. So if you're overthinking, gosh, there's so much here. I mean, this could be its own story, its own YouTube post. There's so much here. But what we need to do basically is get you out of your head, back to your intuition, back to your authentic self. And this can apply in dating, your marriage, your business, your job, your life in general, your health, everything. If you're overthinking, we are going to quiet that noise and make your life a whole lot easier. Okay, number 9, you keep waiting until you feel ready. Listen, action is the antidote to fear. So if you're feeling fearful or like you're not ready, you do have to take the leap. But there's a difference between taking the leap and being like, oh my gosh, I'm just free falling and what's happening, to like, I'm taking the leap because I know that the net is going to appear. So I know that this sounds really intangible, but if you're like, I need to feel ready to do something or I want to do something, that usually requires some serious inner shifting. And once we shift your energy internally, you're going to start to see external shifts. Again, there's so much there, more than I can go into in this YouTube video. So if that sounds appealing to you, let's talk. And then finally, number 10, you want more, but you can't quite explain what more means. It's kind of like you just know that something needs to change. You know you're feeling blah, you know you're feeling unfulfilled, you're feeling stuck. Coaching with me is going to help you uncover the clarity, uncover the answers that you're seeking. I truly believe that we have all of the answers that we are seeking. They are just buried underneath things like limiting beliefs, outdated patterns, past pain, the expectations of others. I mean, even the expectations of like influencers or like the government. Like, it's amazing how weird stories get all like mixed up in us, and we start to feel like, I don't know, just so lost and so confused. So, together, we're going to uncover your truths, your priorities, your value, your clarity, again, so that you can live life in a way that makes sense to you. So, okay, wow, I feel like I've been talking really fast. So, okay, if you related to even one of those 10 signs that life coaching can benefit you, I highly recommend you applying for a complimentary consultation. It is Coaching with me is not me telling you what to do. It is me helping you reconnect to yourself. So if you're navigating a career transition, relationship challenges, starting a business, if you feel disconnected from yourself, our sessions are going to give you a space to think clearly and to move forward, with that intention and with that confidence. Like, if you're wanting to work with me, doing the things isn't necessarily the problem. It's more like you just don't know what to do, or you're feeling so all over the place. Like, you're probably looking for someone to help you stop outsourcing your decisions so that you can trust yourself again and you can get back to moving. Like, like I said, all of this has been me at some point in time. So I know what it's like to be exhausted from carrying everything. I know what it's like to question whether you're making the right choice. I know what it's like to rebuild, start over, to finally choose yourself. And all of this is going to come through in our coaching sessions. So, kind of just like to sum up, because I feel like I'm a talker and I could talk all day. There's different kind of facets here of what I do. Like, if you're feeling stuck, if you are seeking clarity on who you really are, what you really want, how to actually get it, relationship coaching, career coaching, entrepreneur coaching, I am here for you. We start with you applying for a complimentary consultation. Now, the reason that I have people apply is to start to figure out if we are going to be a good match or not. Like, I am very lucky in that I've been coaching since 2019. I have a very successful business. This is my full-time job, and I am able to work with people who I know that I can benefit and who I get really excited to coach. And those people are really hungry for change. Like, they're go-getters who've gotten stuck. They're the black sheeps of their family. They feel like they're in no man's land in their life and they want more. and they're ready to go and get it. So through that application, we just kind of start to get a sense of where you are. The free consult is a 30-minute video call. You can live anywhere and coach with me. And that's not a session, it's a consult. Okay, there's a difference where we're really gonna get to kind of get to know each other. I'm gonna share more about me, you're gonna share more about you. I'm gonna let you know kind of what stands out to me from your intake forms and what I think that based on those forms, the process is going to look like. You'll have this space to get all of your questions answered and then to select how you want to move forward. So when at the time that this is filmed, which is July of 2026, I have two membership options for incoming clients. You start with a 12 session membership, and those 12 sessions can be used weekly over 3 months or bi-weekly over 6 months. The weekly option is the most popular and it is my most recommended because when you're hungry for change, meeting weekly is going to get you there faster than bi-weekly. At some point in the coaching partnership, we can switch to bi-weekly, but to start out, I highly recommend the weekly option. So that would be a 3 month commitment. And then after that, you're able to continue on in a monthly membership, which most people do because they are like me and that they realize I'm always going to be growing, evolving, leveling up. I'm always going to be wanting more. And I want that support. I want, just the same way that like a professional athlete has a coach that like helps them to bring out their natural gifts and talents. Like it's the same thing here. And you're going to want someone to help you to identify your patterns, get to the root of the matter, and kind of like make sense of everything that's going on in your mind so that you can move forward with more clarity, ease, and intention. So that is the process in a nutshell. If you are resonating with what I've been putting out there, if you've been watching my social media and following along, and you're like, okay, she's speaking to me, I want more, like, let's go. Like, I encourage you to do this. I know that when you're a go-getter type and you're used to doing everything on your own and you're used to just like making things happen, it can feel weird to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna have somebody else come in here now and like help me. But like I said, like all of the best athletes have people helping them. Like you're not supposed to do this alone. This is gonna up your game like no other. So definitely visit ashleythelifecoach.com to apply for a free consult. And yeah, just let me know if you have any questions. I'm super excited. Thank you for you being here. I'm super excited that this is my job. Like this doesn't even feel like a job. I love doing this so much. I love helping people. I have seen clients just miraculously change their life and exceed their desires and expectations, and I'm excited to help you do the same. So I look forward to hearing from you. Have a glorious day.